The unbreakable Bonzara pressed her violet face against the cold metal bars of her prison cell. The human ship hummed around her with strange sounds she had never heard before. Her silver eyes watched the corridor outside, waiting for another visit. From her captors, the war between her people, the Cathara and the humans, had lasted 3 cycles now. Everyone knew humans were weak, soft creatures who broke easily in battle. Zara had believed this until the day human soldiers captured her during the raid on Colony 7 now. She sat in their detention block wondering why these supposedly fragile beings had defeated her entire squadron. Heavy footsteps echoed down the hallway. Zara straightened her tall frame and pulled her blue-scaled arms close to her body. A human female appeared at her cell door carrying a food tray. The woman had brown hair tied back and green eyes that seemed different from the other humans Zara had seen. "I brought you something to eat," the human said in broken Cathara language. Zara tilted her head, studying this strange creature. The woman was smaller than most human males, but carried herself with confidence. Her name tag read, Amy Carter. "Why do you learn my language?" Zara asked in careful human speech. Me set the tray down and sat cross-legged outside the cell. "Because talking is better than fighting," she replied. For days, Amy visited, bringing food and attempting conversation. Zara learned that Amy was a xenobiologist studying alien species. The human female asked endless questions about Cathara culture, biology, and technology. At first, Zara refused to answer, but Amy's genuine curiosity slowly won her over. "Your people heal so fast," Amy observed one day, watching Zara's wounded arm mend itself. "How is that possible?" "All Cathara heal quickly," Zara explained. "We must survive in harsh worlds with dangerous predators. Our bodies adapt." Amy nodded, taking notes on a small device. "That's amazing. Your species evolved incredible abilities." Zara felt confused by Amy's admiration. "You study us like we are specimens in a lab." "Why?" "Because understanding each other might help end this war," Amy said simply. "Your people and mine don't have to be enemies." The conversation was interrupted when alarms began blaring throughout the ship. Red lights flashed in the corridors and Zara heard running feet everywhere. "What happens?" Zara demanded. Amy checked her communication device and her face went pale. "Cathara attack fleet, they found us through." The next hours, Zara listened to the sounds of battle around her. The human ship shook with explosions and the lights flickered on and off. She heard crew members running past her cell shouting orders and damage reports. Amy appeared again, looking frightened and carrying a plasma weapon. "The ship is heavily damaged," Amy explained. "We're evacuating to escape pods. Then you leave me here to die," Zara stated. Amy stared at her through the bars. "No, I won't do that." Before Zara could react, Amy activated the cell door lock. The bars slid open with a soft hiss. "Why do you free me?" Zara asked suspiciously. "Because leaving someone to die in a cage is wrong," Amy replied. "Even during war." Zara stepped out of her cell, towering over the smaller human. "I could kill you now." Amy looked up at her. "You could, but I don't think you will." The ship shuddered again and sparks flew from damaged panels in the ceiling. Both women ran toward the escape pod bays as sections of the corridor began to collapse behind them. They reached the pod bay to find chaos. Human crew members were loading injured people into the small escape vessels. The ship's captain saw Amy and Zara together and raised his weapon. "Stand away from the prisoner," he ordered. "She's not a prisoner anymore," Amy said firmly. "She's helping us." Before the captain could respond, another massive explosion rocked the ship. The lights went out completely and emergency power cast everything in red shadows. "Sir, the main reactor is failing," a crew member reported. "We have minutes before core breach." The captain looked around the bay, counting escape pods. "We don't have enough pods for everyone." Zara watched the humans panic as they realized some would have to stay behind to die. She saw Amy's face in the red light and recognized the same expression of fear she had seen on her own people during battle. "Your pods hold how many?" Zara asked. "Amy, 4 people each," Amy replied. Zara nodded and walked to the nearest escape pod. You began pulling out supply containers and equipment, making more room inside. What are you doing? The captain demanded. Making space. Zara answered, I am stronger than humans. I do not need as much room or supplies. Working quickly, Zara modified 3 escape pods to carry 6 people each instead of 4. Her enhanced strength let her bend metal supports and reconfigure the interiors. The human crew watched in amazement. Now you have room for everyone, Zara announced. The captain stared at her. Why? Would you help us? Zara glanced at Amy. Because some humans are worth saving. As the crew loaded into the modified pods, Amy grabbed Zara's arm. Come with us. There's room. Zara shook her head. The pods will barely work with my changes. Someone must stay to launch them manually from here. Amy's eyes filled with water. The ship will explode, you'll die. Perhaps, Zara said. Or perhaps I will find another way to escape. My people are good at surviving. The final pod was loaded and ready. Amy climbed inside but kept looking back at Zara. I will remember you. Amy called out as the pod door sealed. Zara activated the launch sequence, sending all the escape pods away from the dying ship. She watched them disappear into space, carrying the humans to safety alone. Now she explored the ship, looking for any way to survive. The reactor would explode soon, but her people had taught her to never give up hope. In the engineering section, she found something interesting. The humans had captured a small Kythera scout ship and stored it in their cargo bay. It was damaged but might still fly, working frantically with her enhanced speed and strength. Zara repaired the basic systems. The reactor warning sirens grew louder as she finished the repairs. Launched from the human ship, just as it exploded in a brilliant flash of light. The blast wave damaged her small craft, but she managed to reach a nearby asteroid field. 3 days later, a Kythera rescue ship found her drifting among the rocks. When they brought her aboard, the commander demanded to know how she had survived. I was freed by a human, Zara explained. The commander's face showed disgust. Impossible. No human would free a Kythera prisoner. This one did, Zara insisted. Her name was Amy Carter. She studies alien life. She believes our peoples can understand each other. Humans cannot be trusted. The commander declared, they are weak and treacherous. Zara thought about Amy's courage in freeing her and staying behind to help launch the escape pods. She remembered the human woman's genuine interest in learning about Kythera culture. Some humans are weak, Zara agreed, but others are stronger than we believe. We should learn which ones can be trusted. The commander dismissed her words, but Zara knew the truth now. Not all enemies were evil, and not all battles had to be fought. Some bridges could be built even between the stars. Years passed and the war continued, but Zara never forgot Amy Carter. She hoped the human woman had survived and still believed that understanding between species was possible. When peace talks finally began, Zara volunteered to serve as a translator. She wanted to help build the bridge that Amy had shown her was possible. The first day of negotiations, she walked into the conference room and saw a familiar face across the table. Amy Carter, now older and wearing a diplomatic uniform, smiled when she saw Zara. I told you we would meet again, Amy said. In perfect Kythera. You kept your word, Zara replied. In fluent human speech, both our peoples can learn from this. As they began the long work of building peace, Zara remembered the lesson Amy had taught her in that prison cell. Sometimes the strongest action is choosing not to fight, but to understand. Instead, the bridge between their worlds started with 2 women from different species choosing trust over fear and hope over hatred.